right, Clive. My dad had it all worked out.
野生のサイが配信始めてきた。
Can we catch them?
The Ainayar's one of the largest, fastest vessels ever built. And it won't help she has the wind at her back. Any other ship would be hard-pressed to keep pace with her, let alone reel her in. But this isn't any other ship. This is the Enterprise. And the world's never seen anything like my dad's engine.
It certainly hasn't.
Clive, what do you know of Barnabas Thumb?
Only what the bards sing. That he sailed to Ash from southern lands. That it was his mastery of the blade which won him the throne. And that his sword, Odin's sword, can sever the very threads of creation. But don't lose any sleep over a last tilt. We'll do what we must to survive.
What we must.
The light!
I thought this cove was meant to be hidden.
Mate! Company!
Eh?
We'll hold them off until the ship is ready. But hurry!
Bollocks! All hands! Man your stations!
終盤っぽいな。負けろ。アクセント。オメガ。アクセント。PT ゼロからの FF 生活。
How are we doing, Ned? I thought you said that ship was fast!
Yes! What you just good for our next time? So if you fancy giving us a push, you might in the old jacket shop.
Oh? I haven't felt this alive in 20 summers! Come on, then! Which of you lot fancies meeting Ogre Killer next? I thought it was called Heartbreaker.
Sounds like a traffic occurred. Without the station, I'll stand it back going first.
Over here! That was easy enough.
All right, you lousy lot. Get your asses on board. She's ready to sail.
You heard the captain.
さすがおっ さんだ。真のつわもの。
Clive?
But I thought he was...
Confounded. Then it is as I feared. Sleipnir is no man, but a creation of Odin.
Phoenix's fiery...
さあ、次は、この僕が相手だ。覚悟しろ、包丁。アクセント。オメガ、包丁。二刀流。
Boy, there was a time people called me the Executioner. Or was it my eyes? No matter, heads will roll all the same.
Mate, new plan! You leave, we follow!
Follow? Swimming, are you? Oh, bother me! Weigh anchor! Engine's dead slow ahead!
Have care, my friend. Is not blood that runs through in every vein. These foes will not fall easily. But they will fall.
Like oaks before a woodman's axe. Good thing I brought one!
How long are we meant to keep this up? As long as it takes. Unless you have a better.
Well, I've already killed at least 5 of the bastards. Let's do the lot.
Should we make for the ship?
Not yet. Wait for my signal. Get it. This one. Over here.
In your own time, Clive!
Right, grab for it! Mate!
Alright, engine full ahead! And hold on tight!
空耳
What do you want?
That's quite a mess you've made. And wholly unnecessary. You are my offering to Mythos. I would not see you damaged.
Now back to your stations! Every bell spent treading water puts another league between...
採掘少女 D 高速
I don't suppose Mid has a spare engine? Since you rose from the grave, my fortunes have plummeted. Are you absolutely certain of this quest of yours, Clive? The foes you face are as terrible as they are numerous.
Aye. And they'd have us live and die on their terms, which should answer your question.
Ah! You have that same stubborn look as your father did when he set his mind to something. On the battlefield, I am but a single axe. A deadly one, mind, but a single one nonetheless. Yet what you require is 1,000, and I believe my old friend in Brandalar can provide them. Take care, Clive. I have many more tales of your father's exploits to share. And I cannot very well do that if you're dead. Again.
Good luck, Uncle. And may fair winds attend you.
As for you, Joshua, take care.
I shall do my best, Uncle.
Farewell, my nephews. When next you see me, it shall be with an army at my back. Cheerio! Oh, yeah. Do keep up, my boy.
Well, we can't have him showing us up now, can we?
We would never hear the end of it.
Rigor of mercy. All this. What have I done?
My lord.
here in Waloed, but any ship heading north has to round Zemeckis and put through the Narrow. Maintain our current bearing north-northeast, and we'll catch the Black Galleon before she vanishes again.
What's to prevent her from circling around Ash from the south?
With these winds in those waters, it'd taken forever and a fortnight to reach Stonehere.
Mid knows what she's talking about, Clive. Better than any of us lot, anyway. I say we do as she tells.
Sails on the horizon.
She's ours. Look alive, boys! Full ahead! And keep those furnaces fed!
Aye, aye!
Do you feel that?
Jill.
All hands! Battle stations! Let's see what this girl can do.
斬鉄剣も俺がもらうぜ W。
Where one leads, so does the other follow. The bond of consciousness which joins them condemning both to the
ア
same
クセント、オメガ、アクセント、
Yet my every
没収。
attempt to strike it from their hearts serves only to tighten its hold. Fascinating. But then, there is naught my blade cannot sever.
Great Gregor's gosh!
Romulus.
Harder port! Heads down, you brutes! And brace for impact!
Yes! He wants him alive!
Hold on. I'm coming. For both of you.
That's the both of you!
He's all going to die. First under Butcher's bill.
Jill!
You came.
Get back.
Clive, how did you...
I'll explain later. Hands. Can you walk?
Out of here I can.
Stand still!
Phoenix. Are you not the dominant of fire? I see naught before me but a guttering flame.
punished then.
Can you go on?
I think so. But to where?
What did you do to Joshua?
The Phoenix? Oh, I expect he will survive. This consciousness in which you coil your feeble souls is grown thick with desperation. And thus has my master turned to my blade. The world will soon be painted in black. And all that live shall gather in death's autumn wake.
Not if we remove the cause of this misery. Not if we destroy the last of the Mother Crystals and restore balance to the world.
Come. Do you truly think it's so simple? The blight is inevitable. Not even the Almighty might stop its endless march. Your efforts will avail us naught. Naught, that is, but suffering. You must embrace the truth, Mythos. Accept your place with the Lord.
Keep it. As long as there's a chance, there's a choice.
Ever led astray by your blind resolve.
Now, it is time you learn the inevitability of your divine fate. However much it may hurt.
Get as far away as you can.
Clive, no.
Trust me, Jill.
We don't have to do this. Oh, but we do. If only to remind you of your duty. Defend yourself!
last meeting, you have grown much. Yet as a vessel, I fear my lord will still find you. Praise your God. All this fire and fury, and for what? Stopping the blight. A foolish notion fed to you by a foolish man.
How dare you?
You know naught of this world nor of our place in it. If our fates were so easily rewritten, we would all be gods. Reason cannot sway you. There are other means of persuasion that remains. Come on, rise, you lost. You've been given.
野生のサイが配信始めてきた。空耳採掘少女 D 拘束斬鉄剣も俺がもらうぜ W アクセントオメガアクセント募集
Do you not see? Your iron will weighs you down, dragging you ever further from your purpose.
And what is my purpose?
Mythos. Who are we? What are the dominants? The breath of the Creator still warm on our lips. We carry his light that we might guide the masses in his name. We are but mighty acts of God.
We are more than that.
You would be nothing without what he has granted you. The power we wield is his, and yet every time we draw upon it, it wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It unmakes us, that its immaculate aspect might reveal itself. The icon. It is too much for even his chosen few. Apart from you, Mythos, you wield the might of many, yet your body does not answer for its avarice.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is that we dominants are a means to an end. We were created for you, that you might drink deep of our strength and thereby fulfill your divine purpose.
Which is?
To feed. As you would know, could you only look beyond the walls of your prison of self-regard. As long as you choose to ignore this, you shall never penetrate my defenses. Still, you may take solace in the fact that you are not alone in your plight. The chains of volition shackle all of mankind, but there is yet cause to rejoice. For the Lord, in his mercy, has taken pity on his flawed creations, and shall see them restored to their proper forms.
And what exactly would that be?
Why, loyal servants to God.
No.
Man?
manners, Lord Rossfield. They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
You mean to turn everyone Akashic?
Not turn, Mythos. Turn back. For too long has mankind been led astray by their clamorous wills. It is time they return to a world of quiet equality, where they might once more know salvation.
Salvation? And abandon everything we hold dear?
We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms. Not yours. And not your gods!
With every defiant expression of your will, the tighter the chains of consciousness become. But perhaps that fact may be put to use.
Clive!
The faster it binds you to the remaining dominance, the stronger your hunger will become. Until it leads you back to the only answer there ever was. Mayhap not by the path my master intended, but back all the same.
Ash is not far. I could freeze a path.
You're in no fit state.
Probably not, but I can try. Don't look back! I hope the others are safe.
The Enterprise was clear of the gap when we fell. They made it, Jill. And they will have seen the ice, where it led. We need only wait till dawn. This is the second time Barnabas has bested me. I'm powerless against him.
And maybe there really is nothing else for it but to give yourself to his master. Only you won't do that. The Clive I know would never do that.
So you believe? But do you really know me? If what Barnabas said was true, then I'm more monster than man. And each time I summon the flames from within, I burn away the things that make me who I am.
Do you, though? Think of what you've used that power for. Of all the people you've saved. It doesn't matter how or by whom it was granted, only how you choose to use it. And you've chosen to use it for good, haven't you?
I've also used it to kill. What if that's my purpose? What if it's all I'm good for?
You're still that same boy I grew up with. Always so eager to save everyone around you, and yet always so alone. Because you failed to realize the one thing that needed saving most of all. You, Clive. You. You never once took the time to save yourself.
Myself? I think I might be beyond saving.
No one is beyond saving, provided they want to be saved. You fight to survive. And you survive so that you may protect those you love. It's what you do. What you've always done. And I know you're not about to change. So I'm going to help you. To give you what you need to protect us all.
Jill. Are you sure? If this is what you want, then...
Don't worry, Clive. It is. This burden, I'll give you the strength to bear it alone.
But I'm not alone. These burdens I carry, my sins, my pain, my sorrow, I see now that they are all a part of me. My life to those I love. And I will gladly bear your burdens too, until my last breath.
Clive.
I promise you, Jill, we will find a way to escape this fate. Find a way to save each other. That we might one day look upon the moon again, together.
And I promise you, Clive, that I will be there, no matter what you must become.
I know. I never thought a smile could bring me so much joy.
What of Barnabas? Do we pursue him?
No. Our paths will cross again soon enough. Whether we like it or not. Besides, there is something we must do first.
Of course. Drake's spine. The last Mother Crystal.
The Einherjar is at the bottom of the sea. Waloed won't dare move on Storm without her. But they know we're coming now. We'll need a plan. And a damn good one at that.
Then let's go home and find one. Ash will have to wait.
Mid says Odin split the sea in two. She's always been partial to a tall tale. But there's tall, and then there's tall.
I struggle to believe it myself.
I see your uncle isn't with you.
He stayed with the Enterprise. After our brush with the Einherjar, she was in urgent need of repair. And my uncle knows a shipwright in Randalar. We're to join him there when we're ready to sail for Ash.
You sure that's wise? Last I heard, the place was still overrun with Akashic.
Show me a city where that isn't true. Ultima's plague is spreading.
We're running out of time, aren't we? We've done our best to shore up that hideaway. But I doubt a few planks will stop what's coming. Still, we'll keep at it. Every little helps, I suppose.
Let's hope so. I should visit Joshua, assuming Talia will allow it.
How was she? The Enterprise, I mean.
Don't tell me.
Oh, no. I'm working. It's got a reverberatory that, let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. Only mithril engines get hotter. Trouble is, we won't, and I hear...
If it's for... Oh... So...
We've got a couple of examples here.
More fallen, but... So this smelter is similar to the myth...
That's right. And what's more... They're directional. We've collected as many as we can.
So you want me to visit some ruins?
That's it in a nutshell. We're only 3 short, Mike. There's one up Amber Way, in that ruin, and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmek.
All right, then.
Will do.
Heard the bad news.
What bad news?
About Dravost. Well, anyway, the mine's just down the road.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. Dorish sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things. If something ain't done soon.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. You reckon we should tell him?
No.
Yeah, well...
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot. Come back. The stew's awfully thin these days.
There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me. But I can speak to her at least.
Yep. So, will it be? Should last you a good while. That it? Fine.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Papio nuts and all.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Come again. Oh, don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest. My job, actually. When she heard what...
Did she?
Following up on some new... Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her.
If she's not moved on already, yes.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
Here you go.
I got peppers to numb your tongue up.
But there were ghosts at the gates, not Daisy. Those things I said before.
Oh, my wards and I may...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only to his Radiance, not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his nobled.
And what does he want with...
He wants to transform it, a foundation upon which to build a new... He's already secured the support of the various army remnants. With promises that they...
He would rob the pop...
Believe me. I have used every means of persuasion to discover...
What does Captain Philippe make it? When the town was under attack, it was him, the soldier...
How? A man whose stated aim is to revive the Empire, Philippe. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasion... No. Any attempt to incite mutiny, but given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal for your services to Northreach. You have the and unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyal. Well,
I'll see what I can do.
thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I... in the garrison?
Overseeing the troops.
All right. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been...
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. A citizens' revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
As long as you remain.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much. None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'll be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
Why? You're stalled. I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
A question. What do you think of the Duke of Orif?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
I heard the dame got an icon to rid them out.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. But I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
Those things I said before.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it.
I left everything.
As long as you remain, the veil...
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing me.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sandbreck is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this. Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sambrak, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then.
Those things I said before. There were ghosts at the gate.
サイ、ジムから帰還、もう読む。助けて。
I swore to protect this town.
Let's go.
寝たら
Run like the wind.
「まだシャワーしてない。臭い。」
Time to fight. I can walk from here. with these ones first.
Over here! This one. This one.
Now to find this spherical echo. This is it. Right then. Just two more to find. What's happened?
Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased to know...
That is good news.
Yes. But I still have much and more to prepare. You couldn't do me a quick favor.
What is it this time?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to find out exactly how much...
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, Elle. I know, but no buts about it.
Is something wrong?
Bonnie came to give me a message. The talks with the Republican Army. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium, and though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going, but the Consortium offered double what we...
And you had no opportunity to make...
None at all.
Elle? What? I saw what?
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones to... How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all... This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these... I'm going to Randalar.
Alone?
Are you offering to be my... How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gate. You go to Cashlock, Theo. And even if I fail to free these bearers, someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling...
Oh, and that's me. Well... It looks like I'm following orders for meeting the Silver Peak Consortium. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she means to stay with us then.
You have to trust her.
You're right. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do. So I bid you farewell and safe I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. Well, you go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar then. Better not keep Eloise waiting.
What I wouldn't give for a hot... Looks like this is the end of it. When are they gonna let us through?
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia. can walk from here. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with them?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearer. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them up.
You misunderstand. The consortium, it was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But you're hesitant, and so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined. But what is done is done. Come then.
Alas, you are too late, yet. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise, but the bearers belong to him.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed. That's what you get when you deal with...
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent. They pay good money for bearers, not fit for the knackers yard.
That does sound... No matter then. If they've already left our shore. And with it, my interest in joining...
My associates will be sorry to hear.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But he was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Ran.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely but I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly...
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, they deserved more. I wanted so badly to see them freed.
Eloise! Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as they need help, and
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and...
Hold on, Theo.
What's the situation?
This is no time to ride. Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area's flooded with ether.
We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
I can do better than that. Torgal, with me. Come on. Faster! Where are you, Theo? Creatures have already turned. This one. Now, Torgal! Over here! Go for it! Get him! Attack! I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Go, Torgal! Sick 'em! This one! Over here! Go, Torgal! Over here! Over here! Go! Nice move! Nice try. Over here! All yours, Torgal! Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore! Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you!
Elle.
Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore, wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place, against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life? He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer, in more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be together. Oh, Theo, why did you have to... I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people, save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be, bringing smiles to people's faces just like we always have, and to Theo's. Wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen. The life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can. Whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then. For Theodore.
Ready, go? You deserve a rest. Finished. Two down, one to go.
Everything's back the way it was.
Take that, you naughty...
Clive! I just wanted to see how since all is absolutely wonderful and firmly at the helm, just as the...
Are you a lord? They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from...
It's the mayor of Dalam, but if the people wish me to lead them... Speaking of menace, maybe I rather... May there indeed. I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in and they might have They have formed what one could call, and they grow more organized.
We'll fight them all off just like last time. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, the longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult. Our best hope is to nip these by finding those ne'er-do, perhaps certain law. How could I refuse? Thank you. Victor will fill you in on the... I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from... I'll go and speak.
What's the difference between a lord and
a League of Hell? Wars. Sounds like we have some competition.
Use a sword.
Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to...
I did. I've developed something of a and having worked so hard to see its sentiment, Master Lubor certain...
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to...
He asked for my aid in putting down them, and he said that you might be able to...
Then you've come at just the right time. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at, but we must strike together, and we must strike soon.
All right.
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dune.
Leave it with me.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together. There'll be no match for us.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off! Get him! Stay down! Yours, Toggle! Over here! Kill! Stay down! Get him!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see that.
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town's in up. They're saying that Lubor...
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him, and without a crystal...
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been... If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. Still, all those people see is a man...
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here.
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running,
But we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try.
And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearer's side, Victor? Are you one too?
You know I'm not. Just listen.
What do you mean, don't jump to conclusions? He cast a spell without a crystal. What other conclusion is there?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
He knew all along that he was...
Forgive me for disturbing you, but... could I have a moment of your time?
As have I, Lord Underhill.
That's right.
The rumors that...
He'll never be mayor now.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, in this at least he's done the town a service.
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was...
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dal, and they will thank you.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I.
You never know. Once they're angry...
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume this is...
There's still...
But...
You mustn't think like that. We'll talk some sense into...
No. You and your efforts would be better spent...
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me... that steel does not lie. That to blame yourself be true. That was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own make. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself, and so must I be. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain, for only united can they hope to stand against... I'll need to make a suitably dramatic...
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only...
We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. What?
How could it possibly be for the best? The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to...
They would not take it, Victor.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor? Of those available to me, I believe it's the best. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do,
I'll bear it in mind.
So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
So you can swing a hammer.
Clive!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the... Enough for the villagers to barrack.
Well done.
Welcome back. I'd never have guessed, you know. Who'd have thought that the Savior keen to help us out again?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me.
Blackthorn.
Oh, what are you doing here?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down, unlike my best mate who did. Slow down. Long enough for us to...
That your idea of an apology?
Don't listen to him. You only did what...
But that ain't the whole of it. Volk, he left it to me. The best... Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let... Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about...
So you wasted him?
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work, and I may be a selfish prick, but I only did what I...
What you had to do was
Even if it meant we all...
Enough. This is no time for bickering. You can finish beating each other up once.
Fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. We're short enough on time as it is. Still, give us a mo, would you?
We can't afford to...
Right you are. Might be worth having one lot. Don't want any nasty surprises. Oh, and... Blackthorn.
Akashic on the move.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. And there are more. They'll wash right over us if we stay out in it.
Good idea. Get yourselves inside.
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have.
Well, let's hope you don't. Once the scouts are inside, no heroic last stands, you hear me?
August's right. I've seen the people here are tough and...
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate as soon as I've...
And if they kill you?
You evacuate. But it won't come to that. I promise. Take good care of Dravost.
Leave it to me. And...
All right. Which one of you's first? not? They're not getting past me. This one. Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You're still in one piece!
I slew as many as I could.
As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like it.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall.
Good.
In time, yeah. We can...
Sid! Enough to give those Akashic, but mostly...
I'm afraid I've only delayed the... There's no getting rid of that ether flood, meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines...
And that's if the flood don't spread. I hate to say it, but the village's days are...
That may be, but with ether floods springing up all over, we'll fortify the gates to the north, and I'll see that they're guarded day and...
All right. Then we'll give you a hand sure enough.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravosh needed you. So...
I shouldn't have stayed away so long.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. I always envied you. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally, something we can agree on. I hope you see the sense of it eventually.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but our work used to be the pride of Dalmekia. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day. It's not about the craft. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of our smiths are making. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but the average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as... Come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same fort.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. There's people who trust their lives to my steel, and I daren't let them down.
Fair enough.
But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the crop.
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come call.
Knowing him... Blackthorn. I never thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well.
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid.
And this is?
A token of our love. But I'm of a mind to make you a far grander gift. Designs for a certain sword have been passed.
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. There's not been a cross. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel. But the engravings on that thing, and they're not just for show.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravozd in the... I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs between the two of us. I'd say we're the equal of any man.
You know what? Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the hideaway, would you?
As long as he can keep our secret.
Right. Zoltan, get your tools. We...
Here's the scraps you were after.
Lord Rosfield.
Perhaps. Have you learned anything?
Little and less.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we, even now, are archaeologists.
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultimate, as if protecting the
secrets we...
Should our method, mayhap it would please you to...
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my if you would consent to do so.
All right.
They will be... Might I suggest you take the road? It will lead you straight to the village.
Thank you.
I wish you a safe...
A village built around an airship. Sounds like another lost wing. I hope the inhabitants are just as friendly. Ready, go? Faster!
come back. Don't get surrounded. Time to fight. Straight home now. Oh no. You'll pay for this. There may still be survivors. Attack! Get him! Whatever that thing is. Say it's their leader. Get him! This one. Get him! Should have stayed in the path. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, taught thanks to them.
You call that? Your brothers might still... Surely this survey was...
We are charged with uncovering a duty of the highest...
And you think your dead brothers would...
I know they would. They gave that now. To what do we owe?
Cyril told me of your work here.
I see. That is most kind. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your...
It's one thing to lay down your life for another. But for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Ah, you are...
Aye, yeah.
My thanks. I shall study them and inform you forthwith.
Cyril, losses which could have been avoided, were these your orders?
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service.
Even when death is
My lord, I fear that this is not a point. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless... We live to serve the Phoenix.
Cyril, but allow me to offer you a word of it. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to provide your survey parties with an escort. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix. Please. For all us.
I thank you for your advice, if you will permit me to respond. And we of the Undying will do what as first shield to the Phoenix.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
Good girl.
Faster!
Damn it. The whole village is turned. No need to ride from here.
Over here! Get him!
Come on.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Time to fight.
That's all of them. No one can uncross his toes now. Doris should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
Ah, Clive, I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade. Seeds for planting. I'll keep providing, but if these pools going to... As of those poor bears, they've lived their whole lives. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest. And if you're wondering why you... Well, the Wagoneer's taking supplies. Sir Wade's putting a brave...
All right.
Thanks. There.
Gizal greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. Better that than something that'll... And chocobos love 'em too. They ain't exactly
I'll take you.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do. I'll go up there and show it.
I'm sure you will.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
It's been a pleasure.
I'll give your offer some...
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you...
You. I heard you were out here on your own.
Of course. And it had... She's no fool. If we'd come in force...
That was her just now, so...
I'd say so. She tried to... Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial She's dangerous, Sid. But I think I could...
Then I'm going with... I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety.
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp.
Let's go. Good. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming.
Back to civilization, is it, Mark?
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking like... I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll be docking your...
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try. So much for your rest.
You'll forgive me for not have... I surrender.
Sid!
Ah, Doris. You know, but casting your lot with this criminal.
Better fighting for a cause. I'm sorry, Sid. This woman, my former master, once trained. She raised me like a daughter. And I did.
It wasn't all terrible. You were always so eager to learn. And had such... But you proved yourself a master of both. How about it, my little dagger?
I never swore my blade to you. Nor will I ever. I fight to liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, master.
You always were a righteous. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore. And she no longer has friends in high places.
All right.
I am.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you say...
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway. Oh, and your letter.
I'd been hoping as much. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was... She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sambrek. Went quietly, and she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire mayhap can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I hope so. You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway, thanks again, Sid.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Covered in nicks and lumps. Oh, I wasn't expecting you back, son. All yours. All done?
Come back.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts and all.
Ah, we were just... It's funny. You remember Camille? The steel, meanwhile, and that whetstone from the Outer Isle? And the final flourish.
A team effort, led...
No. Save that. Right.
To the bellows...
Well, bugger me.
The sword to end all swords.
It's...
I, trust you'll take...
Thank you.
So, does this make...
It'll take more than that to earn us, but we're off for the chap.
A list of material.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from Dravost.
We reckon with those items there, we could...
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads?
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about time, mate.
Then tap the kegs! Vulcan's boys are up!
So, will it be? Anything else?
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts?
Can the lost? It can't be true. Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for a lesson today?
How was she? The Enterprise, Ah, sir.
Good, thankfully.
That's brilliant! Thanks, I'll fit into the smelter. May the Telemon furnace!
She's a beauty.
You saved my beacon again!
It's fine.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure you could just... How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy, it's a metal, see? So it's lovely and...
Stretchy metal.
That is the... So?
Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Can't think of any right now, but maybe even out there too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've...
They'll hardly believe their eyes.
So, she don't need sail?
How are you doing?
シャワーしてたら、まだ報告書がある。泣き顔。 頑張れ。
Ah, what brings you to eat?
A delivery from Ma.
These are Gizal Green. Martha's keen to cut the ape. I jest, of course. But they'd long since gone to sea.
Martha was hoping he might be able to so that they'll be able to...
That's not about... These bearers had only recently escaped their bond. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live, like not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy.
The Horde is closing. They're coming, Sir Wade.
Time it all. I thought we'd gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde. A Kashek. A veritable legion. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm.
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive...
What if you could call on...
You mean the bearers?
Sir Wade. You said that they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians.
You're right, my lord. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will, a home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool! Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me?
Lord Rossfield, my lady.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of, upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures...
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of... With luck, that point will be the village square. And for you and I to finish them...
A sound plan. But one that I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. Would you please leave the last of them...
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together. Everyone playing their part. Each shielding the other that no man might fall. That Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too, then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. Let this village fall. Get him! This one! Over here!
Over here! Attack! Get him! Over here! All yours, Torgal! Over here! Now, Torgal! And another!
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been...
Well, the better half of her got. So wait.
Hard to say. I could order a detachment.
No. Let them... You stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when Eastpool...
If you're sure, may the Founder protect you.
Next one's mine.
Come on.
With me, Torgal.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield.
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, we were able to eradicate the rest. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks. I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours. To protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away...
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't going to rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. And I'll be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together? Clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes?
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
The hero it's lucky you came by when you... Not only did my seeds...
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get root. Take it before...
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back and a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different. You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am to recall that.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do. In fact, that's how I met. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Run at me, I thought he was a new const, and before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That might got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the guard. And do you know what he did? He smiled, and then he laughed, and then I did the same. We made a pact that day.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better, just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became He certainly didn't lack for ambition.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and...
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings. It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you...
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same. What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand, then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
I still say it were a compliment.
Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters!
All right. If it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood? Barnabas Tham. The one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea. Tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, If the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a rape bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
How do you split the sea?
Covered in nicks and lumps.
I have no reason to...
Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example, one that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, if you have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often
最近眠い
repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise now.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
How do you split the sea?
Please, Your Grace. My Lord Marquis.
Yote.
My lord, yes. It's your brother. Though he does his best to hide it.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease...
But
His Grace's case is severe. So I consulted with Talia, and thankfully a recipe was found. And our supplies are almost... unless we can secure more soon. My lord, I know that I have no right.
For Joshua, anything.
Thank you, my lord.
So,
a rare herb by the name of stonerwort. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to... We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. The search continues for a new source.
So it's only that you can't reach it?
Well, yes, but...
Then I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, Besides, I'm a dominant. The ether can't hurt me.
Well, if your stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms, I shall remain here, and...
Come on. how to find our stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. Just my luck. Well, I won't be picking anything till they're gone. One thing for it. Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. All right. That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote.
今じゃ、今日はこの辺で。おつさい。
Not at all. Honestly. Can't a man wish his friend farewell? Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in order while you're off saving the world. I'll hold you to that.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
はよ寝ろよ。
Yote, I brought back all the stone and water I could find.
報告書よ。涙。
Yes, my lord. Thank you. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike. You think only of how you might help others.
No more than you have minding my brother. You've risked...
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord.
I'll keep that in mind.